What up? What up? It's your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we are back with another installment of the Sunday Spotlight, where we spotlight everything in the world of professional wrestling. We got a great episode today. I'm super excited, man. We are already midway, almost to the end of March. This year is already speeding through so quickly, but it's Mania season. We got a lot to talk about that on the Wrestling Republic podcast, but we got some better topics for today. I'm hyped to do this, and I'm hyped to do it with a prestige panel. First and foremost, we got to go out to the city that never sleeps, the queen of Wrestling Republic, First Lady Megan. How are you?
Hello, hello, hello. I am doing well. Happy to be here. It's been a while since I recorded a Sunday night spotlight episode, so I hope y'all didn't miss me too much. But we got some interesting topics to talk about, and stick around for the highlights of the week because it's going to be in the great words of Jr. a slobber knocker.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the highlights of the week too, because it's gonna get crazy. We got no filter on the Sunday Spotlight. I'm hyped for that. Last but not least, man, we got the man who wears many hats here at Wrestling Republic. If you haven't watched, uh, was it Grappling for Position or Tuesday Night NXT off the air, then you must not believe in stuff. And I want you to believe in something. Drizzy, how are you?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening.
My
It's the
bad.
guy you should believe in. Yeah, see, these camera cuts don't believe in me apparently, but it's okay. I am back. Offload management. We back in the building. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. My bad. I don't man. StreamYard be like tweaking
It's
this
all right.
week for me.
StreamYard. StreamYard. Acknowledge me. I'm your champion.
Mm.
Let's go. I love that. I love that,
I
man.
do. I should do this the whole show, but I'm not gonna show up people like that. Cody. I know Cody doesn't want me carrying his belt around like that. So
Mm.
That's crazy. Oh man. All right. Let's start with the first topic at hand because it's a bit of a somber news, but it's also something we should celebrate, man. The homie Homicide, man, this week he announced that he will be retiring. I believe he had his last match the
Thursday.
yes Thursday, right?
Yes.
It comes in an unfortunate situation. Obviously, he's got to get through some medical stuff and whatnot in his career. Life is important, but he will no longer be able to wrestle. And man, I'm excited to talk about this one. Obviously, Drizzy, this is a topic that you wanted to spotlight. So I want you to kind of, touch base on this, talk about the legend. And I don't use that word loosely with a lot of people, but the legend that is Homicide.
Yo, we have to give. We don't talk a lot about the days of the post WCW era. There was nothing. There was nothing left but the indie circuit that you really couldn't get a hold of because the internet wasn't a prominent thing at that time, and WWE on main TV for so many years. I would sit there and go, online, you go look and see, and the message boards were talking about the old Ring of Honor guys. So you get like the Austin Aries, you get the Roderick Strong, the Brian Danielsons, like so many of those indie gods that they like to call them, the indie darlings that so many people I forget what they called him, but he was Evan Bourne in Matt Sydal. You get an AJ Styles. These are guys that the message boards at that point in time always were talking about, and you always saw the name Homicide in it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and it's probably bad, but I really gravitated to the name Homicide because I thought he was black. But no, he is a Latino man, but the man's style is so cold, it is impossible to deny him. And at the exact same time, he was one of those guys when Ring of Honor made it big. He was one of the keys to that. He was one of the pioneers and one of the foundations of that Ring of Honor style. I want to say he's like a Ring of Honor. He should be in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. If he's not, please make that happen. And then when TNA became mainstream, it got its big deal. They then went to those Ring of Honor guys, pulled them out, and said, "Hey, here's your chance on the big time." And Homicide did not disappoint. Him and Hernandez, probably one of my favorite tag teams in all of wrestling, created the foundation for probably one of the best wrestling factions that has evolved throughout the years. I think for almost maybe 20 years, LAX has been a staple in most of wrestling in North America. The only company that you have not heard about Homicide or Hernandez or Santana, Ortiz, Kingston, Conan, Salinas is just in WWE. That's the only place you have not seen LAX touch. But for the rest of it, tag team wrestling was revolutionized in TNA by LAX. Homicide, a legendary. Don't be surprised that with Homicide retiring this year, that at Slammiversary, Homicide and Hernandez should probably go into the TNA Tech the Hall of Fame just for being such a pivotal tag team at that point in time, along with other great. They were the top of a tag team division that had guys like America's Most Wanted, Beer Money, the Motor City Machine Guns, um, the Hardys were there at that time. Triple X, so many great tag teams, and this was the team that was the bar. And in fact, I believe in 2009, Homicide and Hernandez had what was a match of the year that year in a tag team title match against AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. Match of the year for that year. It pains me to see Homicide go, but at least give him his flowers. If I'm hoping that with him getting whatever he has to get done, that he gets to have like a little bit of a actual going away tour because he is a pivotal part of the wrestling of the 2000s. Probably a top 10 wrestler of the 2000s. Sounds like a list for grappling for position, but that is my spotlight. It kind of gets me a little bit because this is I was watching him as a child, as a as a teenager. This is like one of the guys that I'm studying. Like, oh, I want to do the Gringo Killer and stuff like that. And it's just crazy to see people like that leave the sport.
Bro, you broke that down as great as anybody could break it down. Like I don't think people realize like yo that time frame, that early 2000s of TNA of Ring of Honor was so damn important for wrestling fans, and I'm talking about for like us three, right? Where we had to
Mhm.
like we was getting off of the high of the ruthless aggression era when WWE was kind of giving us a little bit of BS, right?
Mhm.
And we needed an alternative. We didn't have WCW no more. We didn't have ECW, right? Like we talk about alternatives and how people appreciate AEW now. Like that time frame was that. And that match, bro, that Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles versus LAX. Yo, that match, I remember watching that. That joint is a absolute banger. Like I highly advise anybody to watch that. Homicide has so much swagger and aura, so gritty, so tough. Like LAX was such a cool ass team, bro. During the time frame, like where it, like it just like you say, you gravitate towards it. You like instantly, you're like, I'm what was I like 13 years old, a kid who wearing all of the same baggy ass clothes as they're wearing bandanas and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Wanting to be like them dudes, like that type of stuff doesn't go unnoticed, man. And um, salute to him, man. I definitely hope they give him his nod and his Hall of Fame induction at Slammiversary.
Yes.
Like it has to happen.
Give him a TNA one. Give him an ROH one. Give him I don't. Is there another independent Hall of Fame?
We
He
need a
needs to be
pro
in that.
wrestling Hall of Fame with everything. Like
Yes.
like it can't just only be Like I know the WWE Hall of Fame is a renowned one, obviously, because the WWE is the WWE. But like these are like the unsung heroes of people that never touched the WWE, like you said, or like
Right.
didn't get their name in the WWE. Like they deserve that type of nod as
And
well.
we sit there and talk about this. We don't sit there and think about that time frame of what Homicide came from have shaped wrestling today, because all those guys are the main eventers and the guys that everybody's going to see now. Like Homicide was around with Tyler Black, the with now Seth Rollins, the John Moxley who was Dean Ambrose in
Oh, to
WWE,
WWE.
the AJ Styles, Sabin, Shelley, Daniels, Alex Skipper, Low Key, Eddie Kingston, like just like we said, Matt Sydal. There are so many names have that are in the main event. Owens and Zayn,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Steen in
Like
Generico.
most of the WWE's main event team and their major stars all came from that same time frame, that
Oh
same
yeah.
group.
Oh yeah. I mean, y'all look, people can't get it twisted. Hunter loves that shit.
Yes,
Like Hunter and Tony Khan are a lot more similar than people uh will have them to be. They was watching that shit a
mm-hmm.
lot. Triple H was watching that shit probably because he's watching game tape because he was active during that time frame in the second win of his career, right? So like that's how you get sharp. You got to watch what other people are doing. That gives your creative minds going and how
MJ
they do stuff.
MJF said it best in an interview I've seen. You are not a student of the game if you're not watching to see what everybody else is doing.
Facts. That's a fact. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, Megan, obviously, I know you also like us TNA fan uh in the aspect of it. Like what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on it, with his retirement?
Um, I have to be honest, I wasn't really watching TNA at that time. So, I missed out on a lot. But um just as I said before we started recording, you know who has really left an impact on people's lives and their careers by who um has come out to congratulate him on his retirement. And it's like you said, a lot of big names, the names that we like and idolize now, has all come out to congratulate him and to send their well wishes and stuff. And it's sad that he's stepping down or stepping away or hanging up his boots because of something that is unavoidable. But just the idea that he has had such a lengthy career, and there's so many people that came out here on Thursday to see that last match. And if I knew, I would have tried to be there. um but unfortunately, people knew that he was going to perform. It just wasn't until the day of that they learned that that was going to be his last match. So by that time, tickets was sold out. But yeah, just I guess it's such a bittersweet situation. But just get well soon, and just know that you have done everything that you were supposed to do in your career, and now it's just time to just rest and
Mhm.
get better. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a like I said, it's a bittersweet topic, but it is important because we're we are the blueprint is kind of fizzling out day by day. Like we're losing recipes, y'all. So y'all have to, like as Drizzy and Shad has said, you have to watch these old matches. You have YouTube now. Like the libraries to these matches is so accessible. All you
Mm-hmm.
have to do is just go on YouTube, and
Shoot,
you
TNA
can
got a
see a
channel.
TNA has a channel. WWE has the vault. WCW has a vault.
Yep.
Um,
Thanks.
just take all of that in, because one day these people will not be here.
And that's why I love being part of our team, and I love being on the show, and we get to do this because like I learned so much about different stuff in wrestling from y'all, and Clark as well, obviously. And that makes me like, excited to watch something that I don't know about, something that's completely like out of my wheelhouse, even like a lot of independent stuff. Cause like, Drizzy, he's heavy into the independent scene and whatnot, you
Yeah,
know, and like I'm just like, I gotta peep game and stuff like that. With Megan, like you gonna talk about MLW. I haven't watched MLW in a little while, but it gets me interested and want to go ahead and watch that. And like it's so like wrestling is so diverse, it's so widespread. There's so many talent, and like that's the beauty of the show, man. Like there's so much we can go back and tune into. Even the people we get to interview, like we we
yeah,
we get to talk to them, and some of the people we interview, we don't, some of us don't know who it is, right? Like I didn't, I
yep,
knew like I knew who like Nina Samuels was a little bit from NXT UK, but I didn't know her like that. But like when you and Ben had the interview, I was like, oh, I got to peep gaming with that. Like stuff like that is dope to see. So, salute to all the talent. And yeah, salute to Homicide, man. Definitely get better,
yes,
man. Relax. You are a legend. You could do whatever the hell you want, man. It don't matter, bro. You good. You valid.
He gonna manage the newest version of LAX.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this,
they got one at MLW right now, don't they?
yep, 5150.
Yeah.
Danny
Oh man,
Limelight, Julius Smokes.
that's right. Yeah, man. Oh, even seeing Santana so emotional, man, that was crazy from that match too. So salute to him, man. Let's talk about a division that me and Drizzy, as the kids say, glaze all
The
the
hot
time.
side, the hot side's always open when we talking about the women's division.
mm.
Let's talk
I
about
told ya, I told y'all, y'all got Sugar Sean, Dad is Sugar Daddy Shawn Michaels to thank for that, because he gonna take care of his ladies.
Hmm.
Gonna take
hey,
care of ladies.
respect to the respect to the Heartbreak Kid. Um, NXT's women's division has been invading the knockouts division. And obviously, these two companies have a bit of a relationship, obviously. And I kind of wanted to spotlight that. I'm gonna briefly talk about it, and I want to talk about it with y'all as a whole because this is gonna be a fun one. But um NXT is I feel like when the initial partnership happened, a lot of people had reservations. A lot of people had an opinion towards will this be a fair shake. A lot of jokes were made, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, what is TNA gonna get out of this? They're giving them, bottom of the barrel people on the roster, while they get Joe Hendry and they get Jordan Grace." My have the tables have turned because in my honest opinion, the knockouts division, which was a thriving, dominant division, is not as much of that. It's still a very good division, but they just got the biggest, jolt of energy. They got a nice jab that allowed them to become strong because with that partnership and them having the ability to have rivalries with women on NXT, I'm seeing heavy hitters. Masha Slamovich had a great match last week. against Cora Jade. Now she's gonna go against JC Jane. Talk about the Knockouts tag division. The Elegance girls got to go against not only the Meta girls and Lash and Chikara, but now the GOAT Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. Like there's so many different correlations of matches and whatnot. And it makes me excited because, fun fact, my first way to get into the Wrestling Republic uh door was I had to do I was gonna go in as a writer, and my essay was, I think NXT and TNA probably have the best women's divisions in pro wrestling. And it still stands to this day, 3 years later. Like, I feel like you're seriously getting the Clash of the Titans. You're getting the two strongest North American women's divisions going against each other. And I'm excited because I want to see NXT really show why they are as good as they are. And the opportunity of seeing women like Tatum, Gigi, Lash, Chikara, JC, who may not always be at the top of the card on Tuesday nights, when you have the likes of Care, Julia, Roxanne, Jordan Grace now, etc. They're not bad at any ways. They're just in a stacked division, but you see how great they are, and it's exciting to see, man. I'm definitely hyped for it all. Gang, let's talk about it. NXT Women's Division invades TNA. Driz, this is something that you've
Yeah, I
been
know.
dreaming about
You
for the
know,
longest time now. And like we was kind of here, but I feel like we really here now. Let me get your words on it real quick.
I know how I love my TNA. I'm a TNA shield. I love my knockouts. I truly believe that the knockouts are the sole reason that TNA is still in business, and that the knockouts division was the true revolution of women's wrestling in North America because WWE was still doing bra and panties matches when they were shaving women bald. Roxy Laveau took that hair versus hair match and got shaved bald. Seeing Gail Kim and Awesome Kong have incredible matches. The NXT women are on those lines, and truly, although this is the women's division, the knockout division goes through some low periods in time. They still always have hoopers, and I think it is always great to see girls like Jakara, Lash, Soruka, and all them go over there and kind of learn from them. It's almost like iron sharpening iron because yeah, we're still some of the best. Y'all learning to be the best. I want to see y'all do because I truly believe that none of them want to see anybody do bad. They all want to see women's division in all of wrestling just elevate and be the best possible that it could possibly be. And seeing the NXT women go mix it up with true veterans like that just is amazing. And I think it is gonna be the things one of the things that are gonna make all of them great better in the long run. And that's what they're getting out of this relationship. They're getting the reps with people they're not always in the ring with. They're in the PC. The NXT girls they're in the PC all the time with each other. I think if you're still you like they probably live with each other or in a community by each other. They're all with each other all the time. They work the same people all the time. Sometimes it's good to get a little bit of a change in your routine. Mix it up with somebody else that you're not always going to be mixing it up with. See what you can learn from them because there's always a lesson you can learn in that ring.
Nah, man, and I definitely agree with you on that. It's a good litmus test too. Like you get to really like even for someone like a Cora Jade, like getting to go in a match with somebody like Masha.
Mm,
I mean, Masha is like one of the best women's wrestlers in the entire world. Like
mhm,
she's such a star, and like having a great match with her,
mhm,
it does a lot. Um, and I mean, I'm I'm excited for this tag match. I mean, Megan, the thought that we might get the Elegance Girls, Spitfire, Tatum and Gigi, and the
Kim
Meta
Sweat.
Girls. I mean, how you feel about that?
You know, I really do like where this is going, that blend between WWE and TNA, specifically NXT. And we have seen it with Joe Hendry, we've seen it with the Hardys, we've seen it with, like you said, Cora Jade, Roxanne, now Jordan Grace, who now belongs to us in NXT now. I'm looking forward to this match. I am. You know, I love that WWE is starting to do this whole, I guess, their own version of Forbidden Door. But the thing about it is the door is swinging on both ways. So not only do you have the NXT people on TNA, but you have it vice versa. And they keep teasing us with these potential title changeovers, you know.
Little Easter eggs. Like,
yeah. And it's like, I guess the one thing that I'm thinking about the most is who is going to be that one that's going to break down that wall? Who's going to be that first one from the opposite company that walks away with one of their titles, whether it's NXT or whether it's TNA? Who is going to grace us with that title win? Is it going to be a tag titles? Is it going to be singles? Because, you know, they played us. They played us with that Oba Femi and that Moose match. You gave us champion for champion, and then you realized, no, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. Take it back.
Oba yet.
I mean, I actually thought Joe Hendry was going to beat Ethan Page for the belt last year too.
You know, they've been, well, you know, to me, I feel like they keep Joe not so much at arm's length, but they keep a short leash on him because they are just waiting for that contract to run up. Because as soon as that contract is on its 12th hour,
like double dash. Like, come on, get Joe.
And that's what they waiting for. And you know, I'm one of the people that believe that he will definitely be a part of this WWE Road to WrestleMania Europe takeover because what's his name still need a tag team partner.
Ooh,
you know,
and they're in Glasgow, right?
Yes,
that's where he's from. Okay,
but back to the women. Whoever is running TNA or whoever is Sean, of course, Ava, please do me a favor. Keep Tessa ass away from NXT. That's all I'm asking.
Let's talk
Keep
about
her
it.
away from NXT, please, because I'm not liking her being so close to Cora and JC. I don't like it.
Why was she looking like Baby Joker the other week, man?
Latina Tessa blind shirt.
It was definitely giving. She should have got jumped after that show. She should have got jumped. She should have got beat up.
I seen it. I'm like, hold on. When did Tessa become Latina?
Tessa not Big Blood? I thought she was Big B's.
Don't get me started.
Like,
she's not. She just had some in her.
And then having that girl sat there and rap her out. That
I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta be real. Just because you be dating Latino dudes, don't make you Latina, girl. Like, I'm sorry. Just because you
couldn't tell her,
language,
you couldn't tell her. You could not tell her. And I'm just like, look, do what y'all want, Just keep her away
Yo,
from NXT.
hey, y'all peep game how they strategized that last match for her, right? They had her come out with some the girl who made her song like a rapper. So
Yes.
she don't get booed. They're like, oh, and Texas native. I was like, oh, that's a smart way to do it. But
Man, they don't get out of here with that bullshit.
bro,
Yeah, that
I
was
was
very
wa-
strategic.
I was wa- I think no, we were watching it, right, Drizzy? We were watching it together on a.
Y'all
You
watched it. I caught it.
Sacrifice.
I caught it the next day.
okay? No, no, I was
I
watching
said
it.
I don't even think I caught it the next day. Y'all were watching it, and I seen like the picture on Twitter pop up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was watching it with Clark, um, Archie, and Anthony, and like I think we was like all in a consensus. We're like, man, what are you doing? Like you look so dumb right now with
It's
that.
it was her speaking Spanish to an Asian woman. It just didn't make sense to me. It absolutely made no sense to me whatsoever. And
Salute and salute to Zia Lee because I do want to say that when we talk about the knockouts division, man, she's gotten so much better in the ring since joining TNA. Like she looked really good that match.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like you said,
Just keep
why
her
is
away.
her
That's
feet
all I'm asking.
hurt?
If y'all
Oh
want her to
no,
play nice with other NXT girls, fine, whatever. As long as it's on a TNA playground. I think the minute they bring her to NXT, um,
Tessa, we
I
coming for
can't speak
you,
for
nigga.
other people, but I know one thing. Okay, you had Jordan allegedly not messing with you. You got Chelsea. That's not alleged because anytime Chelsea get the opportunity, she gonna tell you
She
I
goes
don't
out
like
a
you.
whole way for that. She drives all the way to the
She will
for
tell
Chelsea,
that
you.
one. She's catching that
She
body every time. They
so
gave
Allison
they gave her
K.
they give her the body she
yes,
wanted like a personal trainer. That's how they want they
Yeah, no,
won't smoke.
no, I
yeah,
remember, and Allison K like spoke about it in full
Hmm.
detail. Like, look, I agree 100%. Keep her away from the NXT girlies. I don't want to see an NXT girl lose to her. That'll break my heart. I
yeah,
ain't gonna
and
lie.
and I just feel like backstage, whatever you're used to, whatever you're used to saying and doing, it's not going to fly over there
Nope.
because those women are very tight knit. And one thing for certain is Miss Parker ain't gonna play with your ass. I know that's right. Miss
She
Parker, she
don't
gonna
play.
wrap that ponytail into a bun,
She
and
don't
that's
play.
it.
She don't play. She failed in school because she don't play.
Yeah, she gonna definitely
You'll get in that ass,
put some
Like,
pain in there.
you
So
know. So yeah, just please
pat that flat
keep her
back.
away. Please keep her away.
uh,
Keep her
eh,
away.
oh man, that yeah, I agree. But nah, it's definitely exciting. I'm excited to see what continues with that. What I'm also excited about is MLW. They got a 40 wrestler
Battle
battle royal.
riot. Battle
Battle.
riot.
It's gonna be crazy. It's always a fun time. And Megan, this is what you wanted to spotlight. So I'm
Yes,
definitely hyped to hear about this.
yes. Ah, so we have Mr. Eric Bischoff to thank for this match because there was a show in Atlanta. I think it was back in February. I want to say February, and or maybe it was the top of the. No, it was definitely February, and yeah, Matt Riddle was in the office, in his office, smoking a little trees, eating a little pizza. And Eric Bischoff felt disrespected, so he decided that he was going to have Matt Riddle defend his title in a battle riot royal match against 39 other men. Now, the thing about this match is plain and simple. there's multiple ways that you can lose this match. You could get pinned, you can get submitted out, you can tap out, or you can get thrown over the top rope. And on top of that, weapons are allowed. So, I feel for my boy Matt Riddle. I do, because there's 39 other people that's gunning for you. And the thing about it is, you don't necessarily have to be pinned or tap out to lose your title. So they, week by week, sometimes a few days out of the week, they do announce the different participants that's in the match. So of course you have Matt Riddle, you have Donovan Dijak, you have Paul Walter Hauser, you have the legend Paul London, you have Bobby Fish, friend to the show Alex Kane, the son of a legend, Brock Anderson, and a few other people, including the current MLW National Open Weight Champion Matt Justice. But there's one person that I'm worried for Matt Riddle over, and that is Filthy Tom Lawler. And I'm worried because, as anybody who watched MLW know, they're the Filthy Brothers. They're a bond. They are tag teams. But when it comes down to gold, specifically the heavyweight title, that's the top belt of the entire promotion, we know that there's history of friendships falling apart. Sometimes the bond isn't as tight as you thought it was because gold comes in between it. So I will be tuning into that. That is coming up. That is on April 5th in Los Angeles. You can watch it free on YouTube. And yes, for free, free 99. If you are in LA, because this was announced after midnight. This was announced yesterday that they are moving the venue they're moving the show to a bigger venue. So on the 26th, there will be additional tickets sold because the original venue, they sold out. So if you go on, I think it's MLWLA.com, you will be able to get tickets if you still want to go to the show on April 5th. Yeah, so they just got a free ad read from me. So I hope that find me and just know that
y'all better give
a little
Megan
something.
credentials, man.
A little something. But they did. I actually went to my first wrestling show as media back in December. And it was for MLW. So shout out to Mr. Sean for providing me with that. That was a really good show. Got to see Eric Bischoff. Got to see Matt Riddle. Got to see what is his name? Formerly known as Cameron Grimes.
Trevor Lee.
Yes. Got to see Janai Kai. So when y'all was talking about her earlier, got to see her in that match, and I said, damn, she is a beast.
Yes.
And then of course, the Anderson brothers.
What is
I
this?
don't know.
Horseman?
Yes, the Rogue Horseman. I don't know which is which, but I know one of them looked it's like Arn birthed him himself.
Brock.
Yes.
Brock is a clone. He's not an actual. She was never a child. He's
I'm
just a
telling
clone
you.
of Arn Anderson.
He looked like his daddy.
Salute to Brock too, man, because obviously he was in AEW. What happens. His contract is out of it, but I'm glad that he's doing stuff over there. It's gonna be lit, man. MLW. Yes. If you want anybody from there.
Definitely. Like I said, friend to the show, Alec Kane. He had a little issue with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff tried to fire him on one of the shows. They had to break him back. Boom my yay.
Boom by yay.
Bring him back.
Alex is
Yeah,
that dude, man. Salute to him.
he
It was
is.
dope interviewing him too.
So hopefully, maybe, possibly, we could have him back and he could tell us, about working with Eric Bischoff, because Eric Bischoff is talking some mess about not reporting wrestling no more. And it's like, Eric, where you going? No,
Come
we
on,
still
Eric.
need you here. We
Yeah.
still need you. Where you going? You
If
can't retire. It's like John Cena talking about he breaking up with us. You can't break up with us. We in this for
He
life.
thinks he's John Cena.
if you
He
have
thinks he's
not,
John Cena.
Where are
if
you
you,
going?
un- as I said,
So,
if you have not, I beg of you, watch Battle Riot. The Battle Riot match in my eyes is probably one of the better booked things in wrestling, and it's booked so the way MLW is done so great. You have your major hitters like Mads Kruger, Filthy Tom Lawler, Matt Riddle, and then you have your gimmicks like the Spanish announce table that'll pop up every now and then, or you might get Arachnaman. Yes, I said Arachnaman. You get him. Micro Man, a huge. He's Rey Mysterio over there. But
mm,
MLW does a lot of amazing things, and Battle Riot probably one of the best things that they do.
yeah,
Yeah. Nah,
yeah,
I'm hyped for it.
definitely.
I'm excited to see it. It's gonna be fun,
It's
man.
gonna be good. It's gonna be
They got
good.
a lot of ballers there too, man. Um, we should get to the highlights of the week because I feel like we got some good ones, and I want to first and foremost keep Megan up here because I think your highlight of the week was probably the coolest highlight of the week
Oh
because
yes.
we're a little bit jealous over here. Talk about what you did last weekend.
All right. So, like I said, guys, I've been gone for a while, and last week was a busy week for me, but mainly it was a busier week for my son, who got the opportunity to not only meet his first wrestler, but also go to his first wrestling show. On Monday, we went to the cricket meet and greet, and we got to meet Jay Uso, which really quickly, had the opportunity to chop it up with him really quickly. Now, when we got there when it was supposed to start. Luckily enough for us, he was not there. So we got there a little after 10, but by the time we got there, the line was already about a block and a half long. Um, so the odds of being seen by him was kind of slim to none. We didn't think we was going to be able to see him because there was a specific time he was supposed to leave, which was 12. But he stuck around and he stayed and he met everyone that was on the line. So kudos to our future champion, Jay Uso. Um, Saturday, we went to the House of Glory show and we got a chance to see Miss Mercedes Moné versus Indy Hardwell. And listen, I've been on record for not saying two kind of things about Mercedes, but I'll tell you this. Saturday, I got a chance to see her perform for the first time. And I will say she is a very talented wrestler. Very talented. And I enjoyed her match a lot. And the crowd did too. Mercedes is highly respected, and I can definitely say that the crowd definitely still loves her. Um, on top of that, she made my son's night. He got to see his wrestling crush. I know, listen, I have three brothers. They grew up liking Trish and Lita. My son, he's in love with Mercedes Moné. He got an opportunity to not only see her wrestle, but when I shared the video on my stories, she did get a chance to see it. So that put an additional smile on his face. So I will say, Mercedes, if you see this,
Do the money.
You will not get another bad criticism from me because you put a smile on my son's face, not once, but twice. So kudos to you. And yeah, just thank you for making my son's night.
Do the money.
CEO. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
yes,
go.
yes. What can I say? What
I'm
can
about
I
to
say?
cry, dog. Wow. This is a
Yes,
beautiful moment in life.
This is why
Um,
we watch wrestling. This is why we get into this.
absolutely.
Share these
Yes.
moments.
My son, he got to
that
see
makes me happy
Jay.
that your
It
son
made
got
me
to
happy too.
experience all of that too.
He
Like,
got to see Jay. He saw Zilla. He didn't even know Zilla prior to it. He was rooting for Zilla. They was calling him the main one. Everybody was putting the ones up. Michael was putting the ones up too. He knew. He wasn't rooting for Dijak. He was rooting for the main
yo,
one.
The
by
So
the way,
only one.
I need to do something real quick because Ben Allison, you a sneaky MF for my boy. We was talking about um Dijak last week on a Wednesday show, and somebody said he should be the person that should join whatever the Death Riders and whatnot. And I gave an honest opinion towards it, but the clip of it makes me seem like I am just hating on Dijak hardcore. I don't hate Dijak. I like him. He's a great wrestler. Like, things get cut off out of context.
He
Everybody was up for my helmet, calling me a Dijak hater.
he's
It
one of
is what it
those.
is.
Dijak is definitely one of those. A good hand. You're not gonna
Yeah.
remember him. He's not a character worker, but when he gets in that ring, bro gets busy.
That is all
he
I said,
does.
Drizzy. That is all I literally said, bro. I said, look,
Eh,
y'all making it seem like this is like that would be a disservice to Dijak. One, debuting with the coldest faction in pro wrestling right now, and not in a good
Mhm.
way. Cold as in
Mhm.
nobody wants to see them, and it being him, like
Cause it froze. I mean, if we was to even talk about the Death Riders right now, so many things went wrong with them. Started off really good. Don't know what went. Oh, I know what went. I know what went wrong. I think a lot of people thought the Death Riders was being created for someone, and that someone never showed up.
that's a good point.
I
Now
think
he
that's what it
goes. Now
was.
we ghosting.
Everybody
We
created the Death.
ghosting.
Everybody thought the Death Riders was going to be the team that led
Wait,
AEW to
let's
glory
let's
with
talk
this
about it.
man
Let's talk
in
about it real
charge.
quick. Because you know what? We're just gonna go straight into it. My highlight was definitely going to be the Moxley and Cope match, but I kind of even want to pivot it more. I want to have a conversation about the Death
Whoa!
Riders with y'all real quick
Okay.
because
I just thought
there
about
is a
that.
there is a lot of things that from the like literally from the landscape of the Death Riders, I think it could be such a money group. I think John Moxley, by all things considered, is a freaking genius, such a smart mind, such a creative promo talker, like gives you literal like poetry in motion. And once we put it on live TV in the crowd, it
Everybody's
becomes
hooked.
utter muck,
They're
just straight
hooked.
toxic waste. And it's so bad. And it's the reason why it's detrimental is a couple of things. One, the title is hostage, not only in a briefcase, but it's hostage to us as fans. And that's the World Heavyweight Championship. And the problem is this, like, you got other belts held by more captivating people. You have freaking Kenny Omega that has a gold right now. And that's Kenny Omega. Like, I don't care what nobody says. That's that's the GOAT in
Stop it.
AEW. right?
Top 5 dead or alive. I saw for
Yeah.
LP.
And then you even got like you just mentioned it. Mercedes Moné got freaking 5 belts. She's a hotter commodity than Moxley right now. Tony
Wait
Storm.
a minute. She got a. Oh, don't speak that into existence. She only got 4. You sit there. You gonna put
Oh,
an extra belt on her now?
sorry, Athena. You're
Lord,
gonna lose that ROH. I'm just joking around. No, but like even to that point, like
listen.
they're doing stuff that is way more appealing, and Mox ain't doing nothing too crazy.
Absolutely.
And then you know what is the one thing that pisses me off the most? And I think I might be the only person who's mentioned it thus far on like podcasts, and I know y'all are gonna agree with me. What the hell are we doing with Marina Shafir? Like she's positioned so good. They did such a great job making her feel like China, like just a straight beast and enforcer. And you had this whole story with Willow, and these women never had a match. Like, why not?
I don't.
She like Willow gave a concerto to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have. She should have came back with vengeance on just coming after Willow after that, and she didn't. And then on top of that, Willow got the upper hand on her again. But this is the booking of women in general, question mark, because I mean this could be an issue across the board for a lot of promotions. Like I said, I feel like when it comes down to women wrestlers, whether people agree with it or not, whether it sounds sexist or not, you're going to need women writers and bookers who knows how to play ball when it comes down to women wrestlers and the stories that you want them to portray. Now, Sean don't have that issue. Sean ain't never had that issue. He ain't never had an issue with a woman in a day in his life. That's why he's the heartbreak kid. He don't need no help in making sure the women at NXT is taken care of. But when it comes down to, like you said, like when even on the topic of AEW, I feel like the only reason why Tony is in the position that she is in, Mercedes is in the position that she is in, because they took the reins themselves and took control of their own career. You sit there and you let Tony or Will Washington or whoever else it is that's writing and booking these wrestlers, you let them run your careers, you're going to be like Penelope Ford. You're going to be like Thunder Rosa. You're going to be like, what are y'all doing with Chris?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right now. We're going over
because I don't like it.
Chris Statlander is one of the best wrestlers in AEW, gender aside, women's, men. She's one of the best wrestlers in AEW. She in the ring is probably the best in the ring wrestler out of all the ladies on that freaking roster. That woman don't have a bad match with nobody. She could literally be Rhea Ripley in AEW if you given her the opportunity. Like it's the same build, big, strong, but can work a style that's fluid,
definitely go
athletic,
flying through the
all of that, bro.
Yeah.
And she looks so freaking amazing. She's freaking like jacked. Aesthetically got the cool look, beautiful lady, man. Like she's absolutely gorgeous. And what are y'all doing with her? Why don't you give her the opportunity?
I want these bookers to stop thinking that you have to put people in these squash matches to make the other person look good. I feel like that is so lazy. Like if you really sit and whether you want to dissect it or just take it apart and figure out exactly what you want each of these wrestlers to represent, You don't have to keep throwing them in these matches where they beat everyone up every week to make them look strong. Like I said, it's a lazy tactic. They do it a lot. I see that they're doing it with Megan. You did it with Camille. Where is she? Where is
That
she?
makes
You
Nowhere.
know? And it's like,
home.
I don't want this to happen with Megan because you're going to put her in this match with Tony. Tony is going to retain. And then where is that going to leave Megan after that? Where is
Yeah.
that going to leave Chris after that? You
I
know?
mean, you got, and we talk
I
about,
have no idea.
there's a, and that's the issue with like what you said is 100% accurate. Like if Mercedes and Tony are not undeniable, there's no saying that they would be in a great situation. Like they're really putting a lot of legwork in, and it's a lot of merit off of one. Mercedes has merit because she's the big signing, you know, rightfully so. She's a horsewoman, you know, one of the a top 10 women's wrestler of all time, you know, in respected manners. Some people will even put her, you know, up there in the top five. And she's earned that, and that's a big get for us. You have to put position because that's your investment. And I think the investment is doing great. I know a lot of people have, you know, opinions towards her online and whatnot. It is what it is, but you can't question the woman's work ethic of what she comes in to do on a week to week basis. Like she's having great matches with a like we was talking about it with Edge. Edge don't have matches with all these young people. She
Yeah.
went and
No,
wrestled a young girl in Billy Starks and
she
had a
did.
great match with her, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
put her
Yeah.
over in
Billy and
that
Billy
manner. Maybe
Stark.
not letting her win, but still making her look good. Where you're like, yo, I
Yeah.
gotta watch more
And
who she is.
Absolutely. And we don't have enough time in this show, and I know we still have to get to Drizzy's highlight, but I will say this: one day we have to have the conversation about Mr. Swerve Strickland's comment where he had said about CM Punk and Mercedes and Edge and pretty much just how AEW has helped revise their career. Not what he said specifically, but that's what he was hinting at. And and Cody, thanks to AEW, people care about Cody. And I just said, delusion,
Delulu,
delusion,
Delulu, Delulu.
delusion.
Yeah, no, we will have to have a topic on that because that is kind of a, and I love Swerve, and I think that's a person that you can he can make that statement about himself. That's fine.
You could definitely make that statement about himself, and it will be accurate. But to sit up there and say that
I mean,
CM Punk coming to AEW made him more valuable for WWE, no, you tripping. You're
no,
tripping.
C,
You bugging
CM
out.
Punk, CM Punk, Mercedes, formerly known Sasha Banks, and Edge are three Hall of Famers in the WWE. They like their names are
And
solidified
Cody
in
is
the
well
history
on his
books.
way.
And
And
Cody's
Cody
well on
is
his
well
way.
on his way.
No, for sure. And
Yeah.
Cody's cementing a Hall of Fame career off of the back of what he's doing when he came back. And now, if you want
Yeah.
to say the character, of the American Knight, but that's him though, and that's the thing I always have an issue with is the fact that we put so much uh backing to the brand when we don't give enough love to the talent. Like the American Nightmare is his shit, right? He was doing that even before, like when he was coming back into the whole indie scene. Like that's his idea. That's his song. All of that is him at the end of the day. Also, he is a reason why AEW is in existence, right?
Yeah.
Like, so we can't to say you're telling a man that you guys had an opportunity to wrestle also, that the company made him when he kind of helped make the company. It's kind of a like I don't know. It's
And
definitely
when he helped make the company, where were you? Still in
using
WWE.
WWE exactly. So, but you know
Mind
what?
blown.
Let's Drizzy, you would the positive one
Yeah,
at most times, and I appreciate that because me and Megan, we be
it be
cutting
that way. It be that way. Sometimes you gotta ride both sides of the seesaw. Sometimes it
up.
be that way.
But
It's,
I love the topic that you're about to talk about now, and we're gonna go a
so
little bit over time because I do
yeah,
want to give this
this
topic its
Yes.
respective manner.
um
What's good, man?
definitely we want to. I don't even know how I want to start this. I want to start this off by saying it is a blessing that Chris Bay is still has all his wherewithal. He can move to a certain extent. He's not completely gone from us, and he is working to be able to just, I think, just be able to walk. This today, as this recording is playing, later on in this day, it'll be the 23rd in FSW. His home promotion where he was trained and became a major star at is having a benefit show, a Bay benefit show. Hey, get it? Benefit. It'll be live on Triller. If you're in Vegas, definitely go to it. Stars from all across all of wrestling will be there. So Karrion Cross, Swerve, Brian Cage, John Morrison, Leo Rush, The Rascals, Frankie Kazarian, Ace Austin, Sam Adonis, Alex Zane, Matt Vandergriff, Rhino, Rich Swan, Brittany Brooks, Jay Vidal, Danny Limelight, Ice Williams, and the rest of Lights Camera Faction, and so many more, all coming out for a show to not only celebrate Chris Bay, but to help him, to raise money for him to be able to pay his bills, but for him to be supported, because it is tough to go through something like this alone. And this just shows how respected he was, how loved he is, how it's important he is to wrestling, and how important all these wrestlers are to each other. There is so much tribalism in the world. Everybody's either AEW over everything, WWE over everything. There's a small group that's TNA. There's a small group that's MLW. There's a small group that are just indies. But at the end of the day, they're all of this craft wrestlers, and every time they go out there, they are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And if the smallest thing goes wrong, you have these situations like what happened with Chris Bay, and they all understand it, and they all it's a fraternity, a fraternity and sorority. I definitely could never take a bump to understand it. I took a bump, but to sit there and do it on a nightly basis, it takes a different type of person. And as talented as Chris Bay was, that's how respected he is. He's that everything that he done for TNA, as because was the company he's currently at, technically I guess. But it's just amazing to see the outpour of love from CM Punk, like the bigger names in wrestling, the things that the guys that you would think don't know anything about the TNA guys or anything like that. But like I said earlier, MJF said you're not a student of the game if you are not watching to seeing what everybody else is doing. And this just shows that through all the tribalism in wrestling, the wrestlers all have each other's back, and this is more than wrestling. There need to be more than wrestling. We need to put the tribalism away and just enjoy the wrestling. Support. Don't worry about the companies. It's said a lot in a lot of the circles I'm in. Forget the companies. It's all about the wrestlers because the wrestlers are the ones who make the companies who they are. So if you are in that area in on the 23rd, please go out and watch it. If you can, if you want to watch it live, it is on the Triller app. All you gotta do is pay $7.99 and you can get that plus a million other shows. Triller, thank y'all. My check is in the mail, hopefully. Uh, but yeah, like I said, that's my highlight for the week. That is to happen.
Man, I love it, and I'm definitely gonna be tuned into it as well. Ah man, the I watched the CVV interview this past week, and that man's story, his journey of what
So
he's
blessed.
gone
So
through and
blessed.
what he's doing. I'm just, by grace of God, man, like I'm so glad that he's alive and breathing, and he's
Yes.
making a recovery, to some normal, aspect to his life, just to his day-to-day life. And uh the one thing I admire so much about Chris Bay is that he is through everything looking at stuff in a positive lens in life. You know, even the situation of the occurrence of his injury, just being happy that he got to wrestle a team that he idolized with his best friend, and saying that this is kind of a what dreams are made of type of situation. Like that type of like personality, man. That guy's a gem in this world, man. He's a
Mm,
special human being. God bless him, and I really hope that he's able to benefit off of this, man, as the fans and the community of his peers, can give an outpour, help him out.
yeah.
Medical bills are no joke when it comes to shit like that.
And there's no union. These guys have to take care of themselves on that aspect. There's no union. There's no benefits package or anything along those lines.
He's
So
gonna have to he's gonna have to do this consistently, bro. Like you got to do like PT,
mhm,
like physical therapy for a while. Unfortunately,
yes.
like that. It sucks.
Hmm.
Um, Damn, man, it's crazy. Uh, and then, man, he was even choked up about when you talk about Punk, because Punk name mentioned it. Did
Yeah.
y'all see that clip?
Hmm. Yes.
That's why I
Um.
said, listen, not a soul on this earth is going to make me ever dislike that man. Ever. And Punk may not give it to you sweet, but he's going to tell you exactly what you need to hear, how you need to hear it. And like Chris said, it's what he said that gave him that motivation to keep going. Life was not over for him yet.
Mhm.
And that speaks louder than any bad thing that anyone ever has to say about CM Punk, because it goes to show that if you ever listen to any story about him, he's always coming from a place of experience. He's coming to give you a you know sound advice. Now, whether
Mhm.
you take that sound advice, that's up to you. But just shout out to CM Punk for that as well. You know, I thought that was touching.
Yeah, Phil a good dude, man. He does a lot of good stuff in regards to like people and what he stands for. I got a lot of respect for him, man. So, and yeah, it's dope. We gonna be tuned into that, for sure. Um, yeah, man. I think that is all that we have for today. One last thing.
One
Go
more
ahead.
thing, yes. Before we go, I just want to say two things. One, I want to send love and condolences to the family of George Foreman. We have learned that legendary, legendary boxer has passed at the age of 67. He wasn't necessarily tied into the WWE, but he was really good friends with, um, you know, the man with the two H's in his name, and Rocky Johnson, The Rock's father. So, just want to send condolences to the Foreman family, on that news. By the time y'all see this, it will be all over. Um, and also, y'all could put me on the smaller screen for this one. Um, JD from New York, your ass was spared this time because we forgot to talk about you, sir. But you were
Look,
spared. We
I
gonna get that ass the next time.
Hey,
Get you the next time.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know what JD stands for. But bruh
Just
got me.
dumb.
Bruh
Just
blocked.
dumb.
He blocked me on X. I never followed him. He blocked me on
What?
X a little while ago, right? Because he said something in the regards of like hating on somebody and whatnot. And let's just say that the House of Glory values a little CEO more than you, bro. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. That's why I'm
He
gonna
ain't get
pay
to
you.
do the money dance. He ain't get to go CEO. He ain't get to do it.
Yeah, but
It must suck to have a woman
How
talk you
you
in your own house, huh?
how you
It
hating from
must have been
outside the
bad
club? He hate
to
from
have
outside
that
club.
woman
He can't get
bend you
in.
over in your own house, huh?
He can't get in.
That's all I want
oh,
to say.
oh man, that's all the time we got for today, man. Appreciate y'all. That's always a fun note to end on like that. Ben, don't dock my pay, although I don't get paid anyway. But don't make me have to pay you.
You gonna take it
we'll
out
be
my budget.
we'll be back next week, man. Same time. We appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. In the words of Jay Uso, our next world champion, deuces, ooses, we out. Shit.